everybody, welcome to Lido Fine Art. Sorry this video is late. I do not have my shit together. So, I am finally in my new office, studio, whatever you want to call it. I got myself a green screen. I got me some lights. Hopefully the lighting is okay. Hopefully the background is okay. And if it's not, I'm sorry. I am not a pro. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I usually just wing it if we're being honest. So, without further ado, today's video is going to be about coping with hauntings, whether it's just a regular demonic haunting or a earthbound spirit haunting, and like how I cope with it. Especially when I have a bunch of shit going on, like projects, work, because I have a full-time job in addition to this channel. And I don't live alone, so, have a boyfriend and friends, and just dealing with everything can get really tricky, especially when you have all this real life stuff going on with hauntings, especially demonic hauntings. Now, I also want to give a shout out to Diana. I hope I said your name wrong, or oh my god, I almost said wrong. I hope I said your name right. See, I'm so fucked up today. Well, every day. But anyway, Diana, I hope I am saying your name right. I know you like to play around with the spelling a bit because you're just trying to get a feel for what feels and looks right. I get it. I did the same thing with my name. But anyway, you had asked me in the comment section about coping with hauntings, and hopefully this video answers your question. So, I want to say last video, I don't even know. I'm already late on this video, if we're being honest. Usually I like to upload my videos on Thursdays, and it's Friday, almost 10:30 p.m. my time, so we're all out of sorts. And I know I promised that I would be uploading, I'll try to be uploading 2 videos a week. One with more art related things, and then one with paranormal, since this channel is Lido Fine Art, which is art, and then you got the paranormal just chucked right into that. So yeah, I will be trying to do better, but again, full-time job, and takes me an hour to commute, well, technically an hour and a half to get to work and home, so it is difficult now to produce videos. So, yes, this video, coping with demonic hauntings or earthbound spirit hauntings or just hauntings in general. How do I do it? What are some suggestions? So yeah, that is what I will be providing you guys today. So yes, last video on Instagram anyway. Actually, I lied. 2 videos on Instagram. I had posted about, I guess, being haunted by a stupid demonic entity that I thought had disappeared, but it's been playing hide and go seek because that's what they do. And so I've been dealing with that, in addition to some other misfortunes. To most people they're not like misfortunes, but to me, kind of feels like misfortunes. Especially like the clumsiness and the klutziness that's been going on. And typically that's not like me. So things have been going on. And then I believe that is attributed to the hauntings that I am experiencing. So, backtrack a bit. So, this demonic entity that's been messing with me, and I started noticing some things in this new house too, because I'm in a new house, and when you're in a new house, you hear all sorts of noises that you're not used to, and you can't just be like, oh, it's because of this, and this, because you haven't lived in that house long enough to know what makes what sound. So, of course, I'm just like, yeah. So, I am dealing with, and not just like the sounds in the background, and my camera is not focused. Okay, now it is. Now it's not. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. It's probably going to be like this the entire video. So, yes. So right now, what I'm dealing with is the demonic entity. It's making sounds and whatnot. And I believe it is creating, I don't know, like, it's making me more clumsy than usual. Like, I would say I'm average clumsy. But I noticed it's been worse. Kind of dramatically. Like, literally, about half an hour ago while I was cleaning up my office, trying to set lights up everywhere, I flipped my chair, of course with me in it, forward. Like, how the fuck does that even happen? Like, I've never done that in my entire life. I've gone backwards from, like, leaning back and then it flipping. I mean, you know, as a parent, you tell your kids, don't lean back on your fucking chair. Well, this dumbass never fucking listened to her parents, so. But in this scenario, anyway, I went forward and almost hit my face on the desk, and that would have really sucked. And then, I don't even know how many car accidents I literally almost got into. Like, just this week alone, I was this fucking close to eating car. Like, it's bad. And then, what else? My speech, apparently, all the that goes on, like I'm literally having a seizure as I'm trying to talk. Like, apparently that's not normal. So there's that. Trying to think what else. Scratches. Oh, here's another thing that happened. I was driving, I want to say, it was yesterday. I was driving, and in the morning, because I'm tired usually, I always take caffeine pills instead of drinking energy drinks because they're bad for your teeth and your health, and they're no good, right? So I started taking caffeine pills. So I was awake. I know I was awake. But I kind of went into a trance, which was not like me, not something I've ever done while driving, and almost rear-ended somebody. And I have a suspicion to some of the things that are going on, but I don't want to say it out loud because I'm not 100% sure yet. But it's either that or demon related, but both cases it's paranormal related. So I'm just gonna like throw that in there just in case. And my neighbor's on his motorcycle again. This is gonna get annoying real fast. Okay, anyway, trying to think of all the accidents that I've had just this week. There was a lot. Not car accidents, but like work. Cut myself with a freaking box cutter like twice. And I've never cut myself with a box cutter before. I'm usually like really careful. Yeah. Well, anyway, there's a bunch of shit that has been going on. And speech, yes. And then, yeah, noises, yes. Oh, here's something freaky deaky that happened to me while I was driving yesterday on my way home. So, I literally felt someone. Okay, so at work, I usually have my hair up in a ponytail of some sort. And I literally felt someone pull on my hair. Like, it wasn't like a whoop. It was like a yank. Like, that shit was a fucking yank. And I'm thinking, okay, did I hallucinate that? Did I hit a pothole and then my hair just went boop down? No, because my hair's not that heavy. Like, it's not. So there was that. And then not to mention the images I keep seeing in my mind that are not very family friendly, if you know what I mean. Rated R, if you will, things. So I know it's probably 90% demon related. I'm just going to say it too. And maybe a little black magic situation going on against me from another person. Will not name names, but I'm going to just say it. Yeah. Okay. I said it. But yeah, so that's been going on. And even before all this shit, and when I moved, or not moved, but when I lived in my other house, especially after visiting the Brinton Lodge, I had a situation where I was pretty much haunted during the nighttime, of course, and always when I tried to go to sleep, or I'd wake up at like 3 in the morning every time, and then, even saw the demon, of course, and was always terrified to go to sleep. And it sucked because you can't tell your parents, like, hey, because I was living with my parents at the time, you can't be like, hey, I'm terrified to sleep because of this entity. They're going to think you're batshit crazy, right? Okay, so with my family, my dad is completely against this shit. If he knew that I even made a YouTube channel about it, probably would go off to some psych ward. Probably. Mom, not so much cares about it. She's like, whatever, doesn't watch my channel, so I don't really care. But she herself has experienced some things with her sisters, so she's more open-minded about it. But my dad, nope. You even talk about ghosts, he'll be like, what are you, crazy? So, yeah, not very, like, supporting home situation. So, if you're like me, or worse, where none of your parents, believe in that stuff and think you're bananas and that you need medical attention, well, I'm sorry. Because I feel you. I get you. The only thing you can really do, obviously, and I've stated in other videos before when debunking stuff, always get your, what do you call it? Always get your vitamin levels, get your health checked, just in case you might be deficient in some kind of vitamin or nutrient, or something's going on. Always rule that out first. Like with me, I have health issues up the wazoo. Have had them since I was pretty much a baby. So in the back of my mind, I always think, oh fuck, what if it's this or this or this or this or this? Always get that shit checked out. That way, when, you can rule that out, it kind of helps support your case. I mean, the thing is, if you're around people that do not believe and they're not open-minded and they're just nasty and you can't talk to them, first off, don't try to convince anybody of anything. Don't do it. Because A, Here's a good example. It is like trying to convince a meat eater to become vegan and why they should. They're going to tell you to go eat some fucking burgers and it's just going to piss you off. It's the same thing with paranormal with some people. You can't talk to them about it. They have their mindset and you can't change it. They have their belief system. The only way they're going to understand or agree with you is if they experience it themselves. And like a religion, you cannot convert people into believing. You can't unless they experience something like that themselves. It's just you can't. So if your family is closed-minded, there are other things, other places you can go for support. And the main thing about coping with hauntings is finding support groups or like-minded people that have experienced the same things that you are experiencing or have experienced. And for me, I got lucky as fuck because my best friend has experienced some shit with me. And I do have some family members on my mom's side that have. And I know I said my mom's open-minded, but when I mean like open-minded, she's open-minded to the point where she won't lock me up in a insane asylum, but like she doesn't quite grasp it, if it makes sense. So I kind of don't have either of my parents. So luckily for me, I have friends that have experienced stuff and that are very open-minded and are very supporting. And I got lucky too with my boyfriend and his mother. They are amazing people. And so the best thing to do is finding some support from other people, especially ones that like are in real life. So like for school friends, I don't know, clubs. There's always the paranormal investigators, like some kind of club like that you can try to get into with your school. Family, if you are lucky enough. Friends, if you are lucky enough. But if you do not have anybody like in real life with face-to-face like contact, the thing I did too was Reddit. There are subgroups that have people that have experienced those types of things, and chat rooms and stuff that you can literally go in and, you know, put in your experience, and you'll have people comment and reach out and talk to you that way. Facebook groups. Personally, I don't like Facebook groups and Facebook in general just because it's toxic as fuck. And whatever you post anywhere, other people that are on your friends list can see that shit too. So let's say you have a super, you know, like anti-paranormal parent, family member or whatever on your Facebook as a friend, and you're commenting on those groups. They can see it and they may confront you about it, and it just fucking sucks. It's not, I don't think it's private enough, to be honest. Also, YouTube. The whole main reason I created my YouTube channel was not just because of art, but because I wanted to create a community that had, that's pretty much a safe place for those that have experienced some shit and those who are trying to learn and understand and just cope with whatever is going on in their life that may have to do with paranormal. I wanted this channel to be like pretty much a family for everyone to feel safe to talk about their experiences and feel that, or feel comfortable, you know, not worrying about what people would do or judge or say or whatever about what they are going through. So for me, I actually found Melinda's channel. Now, I know there are a lot of people that dislike her and think she's very, like, out there or very, like, controversial and stuff with the things she says. And that you have people that follow her and they will always say that she's brainwashing or whatever. But what they fail to understand is people that find her channel love her because she doesn't bullshit. 2, her channel literally is a safe haven for people that have experienced this shit. So for me, I needed somewhere or someone to understand what the fuck had been going on with me. And Melinda, Last Frontier Medium, she's got some experience with all that, all the demon stuff, all the earthbound spirit stuff. Like, she is very well educated in that. So she's a very good channel and a safe haven just to, I don't know, just for people that have experienced that kind of stuff. So channels like hers are a great place to, you can even, like in the comment section, especially, there's a lot of like-minded people. So people will always like comment on your comments, and her comment section is pretty decent, especially with the subs she has. They're pretty good with being, I should say, her fans anyway, are very respectful and helpful. And so that in of itself is a great community to find support. And I'm trying to think. But yeah, people like her channel, my channel, other medium channels, we find each other because the other person has a good understanding of what that person is going through. So that is why we kind of, if you notice, like, I don't want to say cliques, but you have groups of YouTubers that are like friends or like buddies or do a lot of collabs and stuff. And if you notice, they all generally are very like-minded. So it's kind of like how you got the jocks and the preps and then the emo kids. It's kind of like that. So, but paranormal people, mediums, yeah. So those people like us, we tend to gravitate towards one another just because we have a very good understanding of one another. So yeah, support from somewhere is very helpful when coping. Now, I do not recommend talking about this stuff at work unless you've fully read the environment and you know for a fact that those people, your coworkers, like if you know for a fact that they're okay with it and open-minded. Otherwise, I wouldn't really bring it up, because depending on the job, they might think you are Looney Tunes, bananas, yeah. And if that company or business or whatever is On your religious side, they could boot you, and or depending on your coworkers, it could make your work environment very toxic. So I just recommend not sharing things at work unless you know for a fact that you have coworkers that are, in a similar situation or are really into paranormal stuff. Now for me, I have 2 coworkers that I kind of I don't share everything. I pick and choose what I share. Now, my one coworker actually, well, she had a situation that I actually had a dream about, and I asked her about it, and it turned out to be true. And so she was worried about her daughter, who was facing a very negative entity. I'm going to say probably on the demonic side. And it was causing her to feel depression and anxiety, obviously. And she was probably, I think she was on the verge of suicide, to be honest. I mean, that was in the dream, and that is why I even spoke to her about it. Like, I took a jab in the dark because the person at the time, my coworker, was brand new. And she's an older woman. She's from another country, so she's a U.S. citizen, but she's from another country originally, so she's got like that thick accent and her cultural thingies, that are different from ours. So I was very, I took a risk that I normally don't recommend doing, but because the situation seemed dire, I didn't want anything to happen to her family, so I just went for it and spoke to her about it, and she did admit that her daughter was having problems. And so I actually had helped her daughter figure out what the fuck was going on, and I pretty much, was able to get her to cleanse her house. And so far, 'cause she hasn't, messaged me back about anything new, but so far that entity seems to be leaving her alone, hopefully, for right now. Anyway, so sometimes you will get strong urges to want to share stuff with your coworkers and stuff. And, if you have that strong, sensation that you should and that you have to, then by all means, then do it. But generally, I wouldn't. And I got lucky with my other coworker, who, she's pretty much like my work best friend. She's amazing. I love her. She's very, very smart and very, observant. She's just, I don't know, she's just amazing. So she got put in a situation that was scary for her, and I was able to help her navigate through what I thought was happening. And so for me, speaking about it at work is great. But to those 2 people, I would never, ever, speak about this stuff to my boss or any of my other coworkers. They are not open to it at all. And I don't need a work environment. They'll think I'm Banana Tunes, Looney Tunes. I can't. So, yeah, work, I wouldn't. Another thing, support group, if you can't find the support you need on YouTube, make your own support, like I did with my channel. Now, obviously, I did find support from other YouTube channels, But I also wanted to create my own because not everybody's experience is the same. And, well, it's kind of just easier in general. I'm trying to think what else is a good coping. For me, because I have education in sociology and psychology, I am able to pick apart, like, I don't know, chemical reactions that may be going on versus mental illness versus, I don't know, just being able to pick apart reality from, you know, everything else and things that may not be reality. So I got really bored of Reddit, to be honest, though. I like Reddit for some things, but I got kind of bored of it, if we're being honest. I'm trying to think. Coping. Oh, important things as well. So, expressing your emotions. Obviously, there are some things people do that help them cope, but it is not very positive. So, like, drugs, don't do that. So, turning your focus onto something else and channeling either like your frustrations or, I don't know, whatever you're feeling. So, drawing for me and writing, obviously, are the biggest things for me in coping with anything. Even singing, like, I'm not great at it, but just releasing that toxicity, I guess, is very helpful. So I do it in those 3 forms. Trying to think. Depending on, like, your mental and cognitive function, and by that I mean, like, sometimes this stuff can literally make people go crazy, like, bananas, insane. Like, it can absolutely. And one of the things about negative entities is that they like to get you alone, and for a good reason, because when you're alone and you have no support, you're more likely to break, unfortunately, which is why it's so important to find ways of coping with this. So yeah, there's that. And I'm trying to think of other things that help me cope. I think validation in general too, to make it so I guess it helps you know that you're not crazy. So, which is why it's also very important to find support groups, because you're not the only person who has experienced, like, demonic entities and earthbound spirits and stuff, which I find is, you know, the most important. The whole validation thing, because that's the only thing that keeps, that's the only, I don't even know, like, a better way to describe it. Like, validation, well, to me it's kind of like proof, but it's that one thing that always I don't know, gives me more confidence. My back is stiff. I think it just gives me more confidence in myself, that I know that I'm not bananas. So, yeah. I think that is very important. Um, trying to think what else. When you're going through hauntings as well, I think too, it's very important that you I can't think of the words too. Documentation. So that helps with the validation and the proof that you're not going insane. Is if you document everything that's going on, so you are more in tune, but you're also more observational. You're just paying attention more to those things to double check yourself, obviously, to debunk whether or not, something else is creating it. Or to add more details, I guess, to it, which helps in the whole validation thing and sharing it with other people. But yeah, I think that is all I can think of. Oh, okay. One more thing, actually. Learn about what's going on. So, you think you have a demonic haunting? Read about demons. Sorry. But yeah, like for me, okay. I did so much. I'm still doing so much research, you guys. Like, finding resources to learn about demons and earthbound spirits, to get a better understanding of them, not only takes away that fear factor. Yeah, fear factor. Like that fear, it brings it down a notch. So that actually helps you cope in general, but learning about what you're afraid of. So now, I used to be afraid of snakes, but I researched the hell out of them and I understand them better and I'm not afraid of them. I'm trying to do that with demons, but because demons are not like snakes. Yeah, motorcycle. There we go. Okay, so yeah, demons are on a whole nother level. So again, I am trying to learn about them, to able to understand them, and then so I can fight against them. So coping with that, learn to protect yourself. You need to protect yourself, and you need to learn how to protect yourself. And I mean, you can find all sorts of information on books, on YouTube, anywhere. Like, you can find information anywhere about protection, and that helps me a lot too. And knowing that I have guides and other beings helping me and protecting me and keeping me safe at all times. So if you are struggling with demonic hauntings or earthbound spirit hauntings, and you literally can't find, or even if you can find support from groups and family and whatnot, know those that can protect you. So, archangels, like Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, pretty much any of the archangels will help anybody. Shiva, gotten help from him. Spirit guides, a lot of people unfortunately don't know their spirit guides or how to get into contact or have even contacted them. So it's kind of hard, to draw support from entities you've never met or seen or believe are real, I guess. Some people might not realize that angels are real. And there are God consciousness type entities like Shiva that are so powerful and that can help you. So being able to ask for help helps a lot, especially when So when I would get terrified at night, the one I would call on, well, there were two that I called on. Archangel Michael and Metatron. I don't know why I would gravitate towards Metatron, but he is higher ranked than the archangels and he is pretty good. He will help anybody. So there's that. So praying is kind of like the same thing. Though if in the back of your mind you are questioning whether or not like angels and stuff exist, it might be difficult for you to ask for help from them because in the back of your mind, well, if you don't believe that they exist, well, how are they gonna help you, right? So just honestly, yeah, I would say do your research. Don't give up. Find support groups. I will, no matter what, I will try to answer everybody's comments in the what the fuck is that thing called? See, my mind is kind of like bleh right now. It's 11:02 and I can't think. The comment section down below, I will always respond to everybody. Right now, I only got like 204 subscribers with maybe 10-ish people that even comment on my video. So it's really easy to comment back. And I don't have any issues doing that. Like, I will comment and whatever feedback I can provide you, I will provide you. You can literally find me on Instagram and DM me. Like, I can help you whatever you need. So, if you need a support group, hi. I talk about paranormal stuff on this channel that I experienced. But yeah, joking aside. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop there because I feel like now I'm just rambling on and on and on. But in all seriousness, you can find me, Lido Fine Art on Instagram. Add me or whatever it is you do. Is it follow? I guess. It's like all these social medias. I don't know. It's like subscribe, follow, whatever the fuck. Yeah. And I'm dropping lights. Okay. So yeah. Anybody who has issues and needs somebody to talk to about their situation, find me on Instagram and we can talk. I don't mind. It's kind of fun. And I mean, not that I'm getting joy from your bad experience. That's not what I mean. But I'm just saying, like, talking to people, sharing experiences, I like doing that stuff. I don't want anyone to ever feel like they are alone. And so I got you. If you need help, someone to talk to, come find me. I will, answer what I can, when I can. Just keep in mind, though, and my lights that was weird. It just went, like, Let me show you. This ring light, I locked it, so it shouldn't. Like, I twisted the fuck out of it, so it wouldn't go boop, but it literally just went boop. Like, I literally physically have to turn it to unlock it. See? This shit's bananas. Okay. Sit, motherfucker. Okay. Yes. So, with that being said, yeah, find me on Instagram. We can talk. I mean, if I get to a point to where I have like thousands of subscribers, which who the fuck knows at this point? I don't even fucking know. If I ever get there and there's thousands of people talking to me, it might be difficult, especially during work hours, because I do have a full-time job and I can't be like texting my phone all day, if you know what I mean. So, if you text me during, Eastern Standard Time during work hours and I don't answer, it's because I'm working. Don't think I'm ignoring you. So, yeah, anyway. Thank you guys for watching. If you stayed this long, I don't know how you did it. Like, damn, you guys. You pros at watching bad video. I'm just kidding. This video isn't bad. Okay, kind of is. Okay, I'm done talking. Bye.